What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Prams are here. Flaming Lips week, and it is time for top 10 songs. We're each going to run down our 10 favorite. And I went first last time, so I will kick this one off as well. Okay, here we go. My top 10 favorite Flaming Lips songs. Number 10, maybe a basic pick, but I'm going with She Don't Use Jelly. It was kind of a novelty hit, but it was a hit for a reason, I think. The guitars, I think, on it sound awesome. It's got this great melodic guitar hook. The lyrics are weird and memorable. It's kind of like a little 90s time capsule. I absolutely loved it the first time I heard it, probably in like 93 or 94. I was probably around 10 years old, but that was my first exposure to the Flaming Lips, and I thought it was a really cool tune then, and I still enjoy it now. Number 9, I have the other single from that record called Turn It On. Just the kick drum and the bass guitar sound so good, so big, so full, and just another really cool kind of like alt rock song from the early 90s. Number 8, The Spark That Bled. For many people, maybe not like the first song that springs to mind from the Soft Bulletin, but I love this one. The part where he says, I stood up and I said, yeah, to me, that's like the emotional apex of that whole record. Love it. Number 7, I've got Psychiatric Exploration of the Fetus with Needles from Clouds Taste Metallic. It's got one of the gnarliest guitar sounds I've ever heard, and it's used in such a musical way. I think it's really cool and interesting how they use such a kind of distorted, fuzzed out mess of a guitar tone. Number 6, I've got a song that each of you in the album's video were pretty dismissive of. I've got Shine On, Sweet Jesus. For me, it's like the first great Flaming Lips song. I love kind of like the momentum that's created by it, and the weirdness, and Wayne singing over the kick drum where everything else drops out, and then like the band comes in, and that kind of push pull that happens with that, and then those weird low pitched backing vocals are just bizarre and I think really funny. Number 5, I've got Mother Please Don't Be Sad from American Head. Beautiful ballad with some of Wayne's most vivid and emotionally stirring lyrics yet. Just such a great build up with the strings, and then the wonderful understated guitar solo on there as well. Number 4, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots Part 1. I think it's got a great melody, and it's played by the band as like this little indie folk song, but all the other production stuff like takes the song somewhere completely different. It's got this weird drum beat, the synth in the chorus, there's these bells going on and backing vocals. So even though it's like this kind of Joe would call it cutesy little acoustic tune, I just think the way they treat it with all the other stuff is really interesting. It makes it a very cool recording. Number 3, I've got Fight Test. And yes, the verses swipe the melody from Cat Stevens, but so what? I think it's an awesome song anyway. And I think the chorus is the part that is really like the best part of the song, not the verses that are stealing the melody. It's got those weird, like flabby sounding synths, which I think are really interesting. I don't think any other band would make that choice with that song to have those kind of synths on it. So very cool. Number 2, My Cosmic Autumn Rebellion from At War with the Mystics. Such an epic, overlooked song in their catalog. It's almost like this little mini suite. It starts as like this weird kind of like 70s Beach Boys thing that they're doing. Then you get this amazing fuzz guitar solo, and it kind of like blooms into this spacey jam. I think it's just spectacular. But my number 1 is Do You Realize? Some of my favorite lyrics of all time. It just captures all the beauty and pain of life in a few simple lines. Just a really gorgeous song. I've talked about it before. Go watch Songs of the Year.
I will watch it, Jason. It's one of my favorite episodes of YouTube. All right. I'm gonna go top 10. I'm starting off with album 1, song 1, With You. Great 80s alternative rock, softer type ballad that builds and builds. Great track to debut with. I love the construction. Number 9, I've got Brainville. I love the melody and the chorus. Lots of weird, childishly demented things going on in the background. Feels like a baby going crazy. Weird carnival country band feel to it, like a circus of demon hicks, but also kind of beautiful. Number 8, I've got Hit Me Like You Did the First Time. Such longing and emotion in the vocals and just perfect arrangement. Slightly dreamy and even off the rails, but beautiful and scenic with an almost charming kind of 60s English polish to it. Number 7, I've got Halloween on the Barbary Coast. So many different instruments and techniques to create this acid trip pop song with just such tunefulness as well. Just magical. Wayne's melody is perfect, and the way it sits on top of like this hypnotic rhythm section and this emotional kind of note going into the chorus is really moving to me. Number 6, got Yoshimi Battles Pink Robots Part 1 as well. Good call. It's kind of like this low-key campfire folk song, but they just make it explode into this massive, like, superhero arena type jams. One of the all-time great sing-along songs of my generation, at least in the indie lore. Number 5, I've got What Is the Light with that steady, earnest beat at the beginning, then that awesome swaying, dancey groove with excellent drum work. And I love how clean and angelic and lovely he sings it against those busy drums. Reminds me of John Anderson of Yes a little bit. Number 4, I've got Five Stop Mother Superior Rain. I love his baby-like crooning. I love the softness of it. Terrific lyrics. I love opening the verses with him being born on the death of all these famous assassinations. Love the line, someone please tell this machine I'm not a machine. Lots of pretty touches with piano, guitar feedback, and just great guitar atmosphere in it. Number 3, I've got A Spoonful Weighs a Ton. I think in the album's video, Joe kind of likened the drums and its heaviness a little bit to John Bonham, and I totally hear it. Love how Wayne is left alone for the being drunk on their plan. They lifted up the sun. And the drums are just so great. Can't stress that enough. Number 2, I've got Do You Realize? Just incredibly powerful, understated, and beautiful, and has just the perfect kind of pace and just swallowing cloud-like arrangements behind it. But apparently, much to Jason's happiness, my number 1 is The Spark That Bled. It has this awesome, almost traffic-like Latin jazz groove to it at times with all this weird shit going on. They're just production masters on this song. Really awesome jammy song mixed with Wayne's awesome crowd-pleasing sing-alongs in there. And the way it moves around between styles and feelings, you get that little twangy guitar jam at the end, like out of nowhere, then it comes full circle. It's just this magnificent ride, and every section is awesome. So my favorite, The Spark That Bled. Good call, Jace. Better call, Cramser.
Cool. One, I'm really surprised one didn't make either of your lists. Number 10, gonna be Fight Test, which I think is a pretty good ripoff. Father and Son by Cat Stevens. Number 9, Free Radicals. I got some nice 70s funk stabs there. And I like Coin's vocals. I mean, they're always kind of high, but now he's doing like a little falsetto kind of thing. And I think it works better for me anyway, other than his normal whiny vocals. Number 8, Yeah song. It's poppy and fun. It's got some big crashing guitars. I like the fun vocoder backing vocals. And I really don't like this band's backing vocals in general, so having the vocoder there really kind of livens those up a little bit. Spoonful Weighs a Ton is going to be my number 7. I love the drum sounds, just straight out of John Bonham, the production on them, everything. And it's got some cool like slidey guitar on there as well. Number 6, The Spark That Bled. Love the orchestration created by MIDI. It kind of mimics Paul Buckmaster's work. It's just a very dense, layered song. It's got a good solid riff under it. It's got some cool instrumentation. And the drums, again, sound great. Sound like Zeppelin, Fool in the Rain. And I love the way it bounces around a lot. Number 5, The Wizard Turns On. Really notice the drumming on this one as well. Got that spooky little flute. And I don't think there's any vocals, so it's plus. Number 4, the song I thought is, I thought this was the Flaming Lips fans' favorite jam, Race for the Prize, but I guess not for either of you. It's interesting. I mean, for me, that pitch shifting mellotron is unlike anything I'd heard before, and that really makes it for me. Number 3, The Sound of Failure. Got a cool 70s R&B feel to it a little bit. Really nice guitar sound. Some nice synth touches. It reminded me of something. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it's Unpretty by TLC. It's kind of weird the way the guitar line mimics that one. Number 2, Lightning Strikes the Postman. It's kind of like their Cashmere. It's got a really cool rising riff. It kind of shocked me a little bit the first time I heard it because I had not been liking much of what I had heard on the album and their whole discography. But Lightning Strikes the Postman definitely impresses me. Number 1 is gonna be Pampai am Gotterdammerung. Sounds like One of These Days by Pink Floyd, and kind of a recurring theme. I like the songs that sound like other songs from the 70s, mostly for Flaming Lips. Great synth stabs, cool running bass line, and it's a nice juxtaposition because there's almost like a leisurely flute, and the vocals are real ambient, and kind of nice juxtaposition there between those two things. So yeah, there you go. There's my top 10 Flaming Lips.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know what your favorite Flaming Lips songs are. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. See you in the next one.